congratulations to Knockout for moving on the match, as we'll be also moving on to another match that has been happening on behind the scenes, which is going to be nevqr and Kioshinxs versus Chernobog.
Okay, let me quickly look at the scores. Okay, it's 1-1. Chernobog won Hard Rock 2 by 5 100s, and then Never FC the END4 with just 2 100s, while Chernobog got an average score.
And this pick is, I believe, is Chernobog's pick here.
Yes, it is.
I see. Interesting to see Chernobog first picking Hard Rock 2, not a skill set that you usually associate this player with. But he did look quite well on Hard Rock 2. For now, not the best look on the hidden Hard Rock though. Going for another high-ish scroll speed map, dropping down accuracy to 98%, and usually 98% is enough to spell disaster in this map, as this is definitely one of the more kind and generous map of the pool, especially the third brick here from Chernobog, giving loads of a combo advantage here to Nevis.
I would also like to point out that Chernobog banned ECDT and Nomo 3. Really understandable when you're playing against Never. And Never banned Free Mode 2 and Hidden 1. I believe because they are pretty hard to hack, which is also very reasonable.
Yeah, Never not really known as like a very slow HD player. I do remember back in the old times where Never couldn't even read any sort of hidden, but he definitely improved a lot since then as a player. But still, probably one of the slow hidden is probably one of his weakest skill sets, so I'm not surprised to see him bending up against Chernobog, who is actually surprisingly decent when it comes to slow hidden. When it comes to stream maps, he's actually surprisingly decent.
Also, something funny happened. I forgot we won on the first pick, but they both FC'd, so nothing happened. Thank God. I got a heart attack when I realized.
With the fourth map here from Chernobog, no FC on their side, and a couple of misses for the entire map. Never with a very good score, 99.43 to seal the deal on opponent's pick, and now it's going to be a 2-1, and what a way to breakpoint opponent's pick.
Yeah, very strong performance.
Nope, Chernobog saying you need some time to warm up his hands, but it's gonna be opponent's pick. And of course they're gonna pick a 1-6 heavy map against Chernobog. It's gonna be Mana once again, time to travel back to 2015. 1 minute and 50 seconds, and this map it's all about to hold who can get an FC. As long as you get an FC in this map, I'm pretty sure this is pretty much a W for you. I think this one is quite hard to FC, and especially on the first stage of the weekend, it's gonna be like extremely high seed players against possibly extremely high rank players against like 4 digits, or maybe in this case here I was below 500 against like a 2 digit. So rarely you see both teams FCs on a map like this. Yeah, both players doing a bit of a preparation work before we head into Mana. So storing a bit of their mana and trying to perform on the magical pick as nevqr comes back. Now waiting for Chernobog to warm up his hands and ready up and to the 1/6 dungeon in the 1/6 dungeon in the final 30 seconds of the map. And yeah, we're moving on to No Mod 1. At the start of the map, we do see Chernobog did not prepare that 1/6 at all. The DK reading here giving a bit of a trouble to get a head start. And now he's going to be playing a bit of a catch-up game against nevqr. Now, after a bit of a offset checking here, nevqr seemingly doing quite well in terms of that accuracy requirements. After all, OD7 is still not the easiest thing to play on, and another offhand there is gonna locking up Cherno once again, and he will be missing quite a lot for the second time, down to 95% in this case, giving a 60,000 points lead for left to nevqr, and we haven't even reached to the hard part where we see a multiple DKKD 1/6, and those are definitely the hardest part of the map. Also, I'm kind of surprised to not see a lot of players spending on this map. Usually, we will see players just spending on ECDT, was also spending on this map. I say both maps kind of requires a similar skill set where you just get a high skill cap player. You might just ban it out in the final 20 seconds of the map, and this is by far the hardest part of the map. We got some offhand 1/6, rolling offhand 1/6, not the hardest off 1/6 one and stream though, but still, when you pan it all together, you can get cases like this where a player just completely butchered by the ending. 700,000 points here from Chernobog, and this was a pick and a half for nevqr with an FC against a B 3-1. A very strong pick on the 2-digit players. Next pick from Chernobog though, I do believe he still got quite a lot of accuracy, 1-4 requirements left, maps left, and I can see him going for a lot of those maps such as like No Mod 2, because BPM is not extremely high. I can see Chernobog able to play that as well, and Hard Rock DT, which is high accuracy requirements, and I can see Chernobog picking that map as well. Hidden 2 as well, also a pretty decent slot here for Chernobog. But they are going to be going for No Mod 2 instead, not going for another hidden accuracy battle, instead going for finisher requirements endurance pick. Baka Tatsushin. There's a rank map of this, which is a 7-star and also featured in Tiger World Cup before, but this is the custom map version of the tournament. Patterns are quite easy, mostly around 3 nuts and 5 nuts patterning, but some misread can happen like that in the match. Like when I play this map, I suddenly got 10 misses for absolutely no reasons, and really just killed, really just butchered my chance there. So it's definitely a map that you get 1 miss, it's over type of pick. The accuracy requirement is not that high, being OD7 compared to stuff like Hard DT and double time pools in general. It's definitely not that high in that regard. Especially most of the maps are quite comfortable. There's only 2 sections with 1 foot, but they come up with breaks and before and after, so very easy to handle some of those 1/6. It's 1 foot. It's mostly about those finishes and endurance handling. We got some friendly chat in the chat. Friendly chat over here. Both players discussing about their playstyle. Index finger only. We got the Nana Heater playstyle here. Chernobog definitely being the OG here. Has been in the community for a long time and never. I would say definitely more closer to a newer player in that regard. Usually, you don't really hear a lot of 2-digit players who are not Japanese pop up in the last couple of years, but never is definitely a case where he pop up in the last couple of years and getting quite strong in most of the tournament play. Not too sure will Kioshinxs play him out. I can definitely see Kioshinxs play Hard Rock 1, but probably most of the maps should be able to cover up by Never. And that's going to be a first break here from Chernobog on the random ass sessions. And that's what happens when you come on a map like this, and there he goes. Nobody knows what he missed on. He missed on Muzukashi tapping. And the Muzukashi is going to be enough to seal up the difference, because I can definitely see Never just taking this map by 1 to 2 100s and sealing up the deal. And that's what happens when it comes up to such a easy maps like this. 1 single break is enough to spell a difference, and 2 breaks basically means it's uncomebackable in this case. However, this map is also kind of prone to make players miss on nothing, just like Chernobog is over a second there. So we can definitely see Never just responding with random ass misses, and it will be enough for Chernobog to come back, especially the misses from Chernobog is back to back, so the combo cap is not hurting that much with regular 2 miss. Yeah, as the map goes on, the same story has been told. It's just the early misses from Chernobog able to seal the deal, and we do see Never at least dropping a 1 singular 100 in the map, and that could be a difference maker, but not in this match, as one of the players did miss quite a lot in this map, and that is going to be it. Now that could be a really close play here from if Chernobog actually managed to FC, but like I mentioned, cases like this happened, and if you miss on nothing once, the other ones I would say probably just like a sudden finger lock. That could happen. Mixed pick here from Never and Kioshinxs, and they got loads of good maps that they can go for. Double time, that 1 Death Spike sessions is enough to kill off the other team. 3 more as well, a lot of 1/6 requirement map. Hard Rock 1 is also quite a bit harder in that regard, especially being lower BPM and some 1/6 1 leg requirements, but I'll say the 1/6 1 leg requirements are quite simple because of the lower BPM requirements. Yeah, Hard Rock 1 as the next pick from Never and Kioshinxs. To mention, the early part of the map was quite slow. It doesn't even feels like playing a Hard Rock map, but some of those 1-6 bursts with the slow finger control feel with high OD at 8.4. It's very easy to just drop random ass 100s throughout the entire map, and the second half it just asks you to miss because of the offhand requirements on a lot of the maps. Some of the offhand 1-6 they are offhand 1-6 prevalent throughout the entire map, but they are quite tame for offhand 1-6 from a Tatsuki map at least. But some of those patterns, if you are not prepared, or just like suddenly mind block, it could be over for you. And especially Chernobog back against the wall here, 4-1, a match point against Never and Kioshinxs. We're not going to be seeing Kioshinxs perform today, as Never seemingly going to be playing every single map so far in this match, and Never being a DDKK Bongo player, when they sees BPM below 150, of course, going to be single tapping for the entire map, as we do see Never just straight up trying his best to single tap the entire part of the map. He did drop a 100 on the triple single tapping though, triple monocolor single tapping, as sometimes when your hand just did not weigh too high and you just tap a slightly bit too slow in that case. Just got confirmations that Kioshinxs is currently playing in another tournament, which is featured in BKTF Burning Blaze Killing Taiko Frontier rank restricted tournament. Just leaving the work here to Never, as Never, he doesn't need the support so far. He has been winning every single map. Outside of the first pick from Chernobog, it's a Hard Rock pick though, and we are on a Hard Rock pick, so it could happen if this is the case. But the spike will be coming up soon. So far, Chernobog is, despite loads of 1-6 required in this map, Chernobog is not that far behind against Never, but as I mentioned his name, he's going to be finding a break in that case, as now the lead has been extending to 20,000 points, 30,000 points difference as the map gets more denser, and Never able to build up a bit of a score lead from the combo difference as onto the almost the final part of the map, and also the hardest parts of the map. With Never's skill cap being X-Star, I'm not seeing Never really showing up more misses in this any misses in this map. Especially he's doing the strategy of just single tapping everything, so no combo, no patterns requirements outside of the 1-6. Find no stream, and just a final single tap, final speed requirement from Never, and with that break from Chernobog on the last pattern of the stream will be a seal to the deal. Never will be moving on in the winners bracket, and Chernobog, despite dropping down the loser brackets, dropped a lot of strong scores today and able to put up a singular point, at least against a 2-digit player, a pretty popular 2-digit player even. So, not shabby at all, nothing to scoff at, as he is going to be a strong player in the loser brackets if the map pool is not extremely high in terms of skill sets. Question mark. Let's see how high skill set, how high skill cap, how many 1-6 requirement on next weekend pool. I mean, in that case, you're gonna see Never. Congratulations to Never and Kioshinxs for moving on to the next stage in the winners bracket.